Let's speak now to Mark Offord, who's Chief Inspector at Surrey Police. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning.
So you're supporting a national anti-knife crime campaign. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, we're one of a number of forces nationally taking part in Operation Sceptre, which is a week of action to stop knife crime, involving both preventative action to stop people picking up knives in the first place, as well as some robust enforcement action to take those off the street, and also to deal robustly with those that choose to carry a knife.
Now, knife crime is a growing problem. So we've got this campaign, but what is Surrey Police doing about it?
There's a number of activities that we're taking a part in all this week through to Sunday, involving our neighbourhood teams going out into schools, speaking to young people and explaining the risks and the dangers of carrying a knife. In addition to that, we've got engagement events out in the local community so that we can highlight to parents and to other adults actually what are the signs to be looking out for if your child is becoming involved in criminality or choosing to pick up a knife as part of fear of their own safety.
So what are those signs then, Mark? What are they? What should we be looking out for?
So a lot of what we see in Surrey is linked to county lines drug supply. So actually, is your child becoming withdrawn? Are they suddenly coming into money that you don't know how they're sourcing that? Or finally, are they playing truant from school and you don't know where they are? It's all this bigger picture comes together to show an involvement in criminality that could ultimately lead to them choosing to carry a weapon.
So is knife crime always mixed up with drug culture?
Not always. However, we are increasingly seeing that as a problem in Surrey, albeit our level of knife crime remains low compared to the national picture. But that is one of the main ways young people are finding themselves becoming involved in this level of violence.
And you say you're going into schools. What sort of age children are you actually talking to?
We're targeting it at secondary school children because they're the highest at risk. But however, I think as a nation, we need to come together to actually address this really early, to get into our children at a young age so they understand the consequences of choosing to go down this path.
And when you say early, how early are you thinking? What sort of age are you thinking we need to talk to them?
I think we need to be highlighting this really at the very early years of secondary school, so 11, 12. It's that age where they're very impressionable young children. They've suddenly got a greater level of freedom that comes with being in that secondary school environment. Actually, that's the key time when people can make an impact.
Kim's got this campaign going, wanting the law to change. Do we need to have tougher sentencing?
I think what we're seeing nationally with the level of offences now and the harm that's being carried out to people and needless waste of life, I think absolutely the criminal justice system needs to come down toughly on those that choose to carry a knife.
And she also says about us parents patting our children down. Do you think that's a practical thing?
I think there's a role for everyone within society to play. Parents absolutely have got a real part to play in this. If you have concerns about your child and what they're becoming involved in, then absolutely there's a need for parents to take action to try and address that. However, society's got to come together. Policing has got a role to play. Children's services, schools, parents. Every one of us has a role to play in addressing this issue.
So if I was worried about one of my kids, who would I contact about that? Because I don't know, some people wouldn't want to involve the police.
No, and I can understand that. And there's support out there. Go to your, obviously schools have advisors, the local authority will be able to give some advice. And if at the point where you're so concerned that you think actually it's gone, you haven't got control of it, then the police will obviously be the next port of call.
Well, thank you ever so much for joining us this morning. That's Mark Offord, Chief Inspector at Surrey Police.